Hey everyone, I am Warwick STL. I am a retro gaming, speedrunning, point-and-click adventurer that streams on twitch.tv. Been streaming for about 3.5 years now, and while there's plenty of lists out there that give you the top 10 tips on how to gain viewers on Twitch, I'm about to give you 5 reasons, 5 things that I wish people told me when I first started content creation. Number 1, choosing your name. Don't pick something with crazy characters, don't pick something that's really long, and don't pick something that's hard to remember. I usually go with, can I explain it to someone within 5 seconds? So if you are trying to, let's take my first name for example. My first name on Twitch was Warwick Robotics STL. It was 18 characters long. There wasn't anything too crazy about it. It still was a really long username, and it was something that was kind of tough to remember. So I shortened it to Warwick STL. Now, you kind of want to take the same mindset with it and think, am I able to say this to somebody once? And then maybe you can have a 4 instead of an A, and you can have a 1 instead of an I, but don't overdo it. Don't say, I'm Warwick with 4 instead of an A and a 1 instead of the I and 3 underscores. Like, no one's going to be able to remember that. So keep it short. Don't try and throw in too many crazy characters, and do something that will stick in somebody's mind that they will be able to look you up later on and remember. Number 2, which actually follows once you get that username all set, make sure to secure the username on all the social medias that you're planning on using now and later on down the road, because there's nothing worse than getting a little bit of success and then going to try and find that name on Instagram or on YouTube, and only to find out that that username has been taken. It creates a lot of confusion if you start using multiple usernames over a couple different social medias. Now, an underscore here or there is not the worst thing in the world, but it's something that if you can't prevent it now, you might as well go ahead and secure that username. Alright, number 3 is a consistent schedule. So while I'm only able to stream 2 days a week, my community knows that I am going to be streaming on Monday and Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if there's any kind of diversion, if there's any kind of change coming up, they will be informed with plenty of time before that change happens. I also make sure to release a video every week on Monday mornings. And if I'm going to change that up at all, because there has been some schedule release changes, but I let them know at least a week in advance, hey, starting next week, this is going to be the change. That way your community knows. It's kind of like when a TV show airs. You know that Thursday night at 6:30 you're going to be sitting down and watching your favorite show. That's kind of how your audience and community should be with your channel. You want to make sure that you are there, you are on time, that you are not constantly canceling. The worst thing that you can do is just go live whenever you want to go live. Now, a surprise stream here or there is always it's a welcome bonus, but it's something that you don't want your community to become reliant on. You want to have some kind of consistency so that they know, okay, at this time on this day I'm going to go see X streamer stream, and I know that they're going to be there. So make sure to come up with a consistent schedule and then stick to it. Something that my channel struggles with a lot is number 4, which is content shift. So right now I have been doing retro gaming, speedrunning, point-and-click adventure games, kind of a variety. And I used to say that I was like one of the craziest variety channels on Twitch, because not only would I do gaming, but I would also do bowling tournaments that were live, would do combat robotics, just all kinds of ridiculously crazy stuff. And it would be just so vastly different of communities that I actually had points where I would do a bowling tournament on the weekend and then come back on Monday and stream a game and have people come in expecting bowling that whole time and even comment and say, this isn't bowling. This isn't what I signed up for on this channel. I'll see you when you do a bowling stream. And it's just like, it not only does that make you feel bad as a content creator, makes you feel like you didn't do enough for the channel, but it also just really creates a visual split in your community, and it makes things very tough in the future. So something that I recommend now, that you should never be afraid to start a different channel. So I actually do a charity speedrunning event now, and I made a completely separate channel for it. It's Decent Speedies, and I could have done that on my channel, but then that would have just been another community to introduce into the whole spectrum of the different items that I have on my channel. And frankly, it has hurt my channel. It really has, because I've gained I would say a pretty decent amount of followers from bowling and a decent amount of followers from combat robotics tournaments. And so I think I have around 1,300 followers, but I would say that there is a probably third split between all of those. So a third from bowling, a third from combat robotics, and a third from just everything else. So that means that 2/3 of my audience, if I'm not doing bowling or combat robotics, is not going to tune into my content. So if you're going to do some kind of major content shift like that, not only should you consider making a new channel with it, but also if you're going to stick to your channel, just let everybody know that this is what the expectation is. This is how often it will be done. If your content is going to permanently move to that, or if it's just going to be introduced. And I'm sure that it can be handled a lot better than what I did, where every other week I would just be doing something different. And so I feel like it probably hurt my channel by not being completely transparent with what the intentions were, or even looking into doing a secondary channel. So the last thing we're going to talk about is something that I see on a lot of top 10 lists and things to avoid when you're doing content creation, but there's not really much of a follow-up behind it. And that's in follow for follow. So follow for follow is basically saying, hey, I'm going to follow your channel, but you follow my channel. And while I understand that it could be good for the affiliate, that first 50 push, I still advise against it, because that is not organic growth. That person, more often than not, is going to click that follow button, and that will be the most time that they spend in your channel. So it doesn't really look all that great to have all these followers, but just have your average viewers and average view time drop that much more significantly. So while I did it quite often in probably my first 500 follows, I did contests, I did just different things that I probably shouldn't have, that I wish somebody would have told me not to do, and gone into a little bit more detail as to why not. It hurts your numbers, it hurts your channel, it does not get you the support that you're looking for. Follow who you like, at least check out the content and see if you want to follow. The best thing that I could say for a new streamer that's looking to hit that follower goal and hit that average viewer amount, something that I always recommend, and I know that everybody has their own ways, but I actually recommend going to a site that's called poning.com. And I'm not affiliated with them or anything. It's just something that I used all the way up until I got 1,000 followers. Then you're kind of, I guess, X'd out of it. But it's a site that you can get a random host for 5 to 15 minutes with 10 to, 40 people that can get new eyes on your stream. It could possibly get you a few more followers. It kicks up that average amount. It may allow people that may not have seen your stream otherwise to actually get eyes on your stream, and you also get a little bit of feedback. So that is the end of my list of the top 5 things that I wish people would have told me before I started content creation. Let me know what your favorite was down in the comments section, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to hit me up. You can find me on twitter.com/WarwickSTL. Or you can find me on twitch.tv/WarwickSTL on Mondays and Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for watching. Until next time, it's been Warwick STL, and good luck with your streaming.